Hi folks, my name's Danny, and as some of you know, and as some of you don't know, I have a number of personal projects that I do which are supported via a very cool website called Pateron. Patreon is sort of a forever Kickstarter, if you get my meaning. It's all about ongoing projects as opposed to the one big monolithic project. So my current level of support through Patreon has let me do some things that I found very cool, and I think that folks in the community have also found very cool. One of those things has been Small Venue Survivalist. Small Venue Survivalist, at its most basic level, is a website that's all about doing shows for 200 folks or fewer, whether that's a small theater or a club or a bar, things like that. But another cool thing that's happened with Small Venue Survivalist that's been both on stage, out in front for everyone to see, but also a little bit behind the scenes, has been the opportunity to do some consulting work where questions have been answered for people in more detail and more specific to them, but without having to charge them a big, hefty consulting fee. Again, this is because of that funding through Patreon. I get that opportunity to help people in the community without having to necessarily worry about where all the money is going. Beyond Small Venue Survivalist, there have also been graphics projects. Some of those graphics projects are just kind of my own one-offs that result in, say, a picture that's essentially public domain for everybody to use, or some 3D resources, things like that. There have also been some more structured projects. One of those structured projects was for Olympus Union, which is this sort of overarching storyline and universe created by Gary Bloom. And there was the opportunity to make some various art pieces for that. Another really neat project has been Mission Backup Earth. Mission Backup Earth is a hard, that is scientifically accurate, science fiction series that's being released on the web. And I got contacted to help them make some virtual sets for their actors to be composited in front of. And so that's been really neat. And it's also resulted in resources to the community in terms of the making of these sets. And then as the episodes are released, the models of the sets are released for the community to use themselves for whatever they want. Another bit of work has been for the in-development board game called XenoArc. That's also art, 3D models, things like that. So this brings me to the number one thing that I want you to get out of this video. And it might be surprising that the number one thing isn't how much to contribute or all the nuts and bolts of where that goes or whatever. Here's the point. Your contributions help others, and your contributions help you. With Patreon, I can do these kinds of projects without charging a full fee, which means that work that would be really expensive actually becomes really affordable. And so that helps the community at large. It helps other projects get made. And then also, as a contributor at really any level, you get to tell me what you'd like me to work on. And so if you have something that you want me to address, or you have some graphics thing that you want me to take on, all you have to do is become a contributor, and that goes on the priorities list. The second thing I want you to get out of this video is that I'm looking for additional contribution because there are things that I want to do that are over and beyond what's going on right now. Probably the main thing is an expansion to Small Venue Survivalist. And what that means is just that I want to expand into testing audio gear. One of the main things that I've talked about with people and has been on my mind for a while is to have some objective information and not just an aggregation of manufacturer information about inexpensive mics to use on stage. That's kind of an expensive proposition. It's not terrible, but you still have to buy some gear for a test rig, and then you have to buy the actual microphones that you're going to test. So additional funding would be very helpful for that. So here's what I'm looking for, and here's what the whole plus 20 thing is about. I'm looking to add 20 more contributors to my Patreon at least a level of $1 a thing, capped at $5 a month. So over the course of a year, that's $60. It's not a giant commitment for any one person, but when you put a number of people together, it really does make a difference. So, if you like the work that I've done so far, or if you're just interested in the work that could be done in the future, I'd invite you to head on over to Patreon and become a contributor of mine. Thanks very much.